So next we're going to look at a right triangular prism, and I am not going to use a formula for this one. I think it's a lot easier just to find the area of each one of our sides and add them together. You could do a very similar technique for the cube and the rectangular prism before if you did not want to have to learn those formulas. Some people are really good at memorizing formulas and kind of plugging and chugging. Other people like to think about it piece by piece. We do know how to find the area of each one of these shapes because we've got triangle bases. So we got the triangle top and bottom. We know that area. And then we got rectangles around the lateral surfaces here in the middle. Again, we know how to find the area of that. I will tell you, I think the key to these surface areas is to be really organized and keep up with your work. The more organized you are with your work, the less likely you are to make a mistake and forget a side. So to start with, I'm going to look at our triangle bases. So these guys up here. We know the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. The base and the height are going to be from the right angle we have right here. So it doesn't really matter which one you call the base and height. I called the base 3 and the height 4. There. So 1/2 3 times 4. That's going to give me 6. Now, one of the key things here is this times 2 that I have right there. That's because there are two triangles, the top and the bottom, so we can't forget to do that. So kind of the little mini answer, not my final answer, but the area of the triangles themselves is 12. Now we have to do the rectangles. So the rectangles are 10 in height, but each one of them uses a separate side of the triangle for their other measurement. So like this one is a 10 by 4. The one up front would be a 10 by 5. And the one over here on the left would be a 10 by 3. So each one of those rectangles has a different area. So these are my 3 rectangular faces. Now I'm going to add up all these kind of like mini answers that I got. So I'm going to add up the 12, the 50, the 40, and the 30 to give me my final answer of 132 centimeters squared. I want to make sure and put those units on there. That's very important. Here's another one without a formula, and that is our pyramid. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to find the area of each one of its faces. So we've got a square base, and then we have 4 triangles going around. I know I have 4 triangles because I have one for each one of those square sides of the square. Now it's really important with pyramids that we use the lateral height. The lateral height is for surface area. The lateral height is this thing on the outside right here. This dotted line is our lateral height. Now, when we get to volume, we're going to be using the height, which is right in the middle. It's going to be coming up through the middle. And that's going to be used for the volume because the volume wants to know how much the stuff is on the inside. So that's why I'm going to use the height. The lateral height's on the outside, and the surface area wants to know the area of the outside. You can think about it like painting a room. We want to paint each one of these sides. So we want this lateral height because that's going to be the outside. There's not going to be paint just globbed up in the middle here. On this problem, I actually gave you the lateral height because I was being nice. There's going to be some later on as we get through this section that we're going to have to find the lateral height. We'll get to those, but just know that with pyramids and with cones, we have to worry about the lateral height. So I told you that the base was 3. So that's a 3 by 3 up here. So that's where I get the square of 9. Now I'm going to do those triangles again. The triangles is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, the base was 3. This lateral height is what I'm going to use for the surface area. So it is 6. So 1/2 6 times 3 gives me 9. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So that's why I have that multiply by 4 there to give me a total of 36. So I'm going to add my 9 for my square base, my 36 for my triangles to give me the final answer of 45 square centimeters.